Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris and welcome to LEGO Mini Reviews, the show where I review a ton of different LEGO vintage and new sets right here on the Duckbricks YouTube channel in a short form format. So I have a ton of Bricklink orders to get through as well as just associated LEGO purchases, and I figured instead of making a mega video where I go through every single one that's hours long, why not break it up into separate mini reviews? And so in addition to our normal 3 videos a week schedule, be sure to stay tuned for a mini review dropping every single day where we do not normally have a standard video releasing. I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into our first pick. Alright, so first off here we have set number 8485, simply titled Control Center 2. Now in the past LEGO did a Control Center 1, and this one was essentially the next version of that same control setup. It's a really interesting display here because, as you can see, this actually features a fully posable dinosaur, which again can be controlled using the control center down at the bottom. Now this set in particular I actually did get shipped from overseas, so I did actually have to get a power adapter to make it work. However, for the versions released in the US, it basically just works the same way. One thing that really drew me to the set is that the large-scale version of this exact model can actually be seen at certain Legoland locations around the world, particularly in Legoland Windsor. Outside of one of their buildings, it's erupting from the side of the building is this exact LEGO set in full-on realistic life-size scale. That's honestly what kind of convinced me to get this set myself, and I am definitely very happy I was able to get it. You can see the power converter right there, and all in all, this is one of the most detailed and interesting sets that I am able to add to my collection. So with that aside, let's now actually move into what exactly this entire model does. Well, first of all, as you can see on the instructions page, you can actually use it to be rebuilt into different builds. There is a helicopter build, which arguably I would say is a little less interesting than the dinosaur. There's a reason why I specifically picked this model to build, but as you can see right here, moving the A and B buttons allow you to rotate the movement and pivot it upwards and downwards. Now this already is a pretty cool feature on its own, but the real magic happens with this yellow control wheel right here. So first of all, as I just simply push this downwards, you'll notice that you can control the movement of the jaw as well as the front hands. But that's not all, because this again is a whole lot different control gimbal. So not only can you press and hold down the button, but you can also hold it on the side to move the head and tails side to side. This is making use of the relatively limited cables that were used throughout Technic sets around this particular era. They weren't used in a ton of different sets, but again, as you can see, this is a set that used it really well. And the coolest thing to me about this is that every single one of the motions can be operated separately. There's no switching of gears to allow you to only do one at a time. As you can see right here, every single bit of the model is moving, from the torso pivoting up and down to the arms, jaw, and tail moving side to side and back and forth, allowing for really realistic motion. But that honestly is still not all the set has to offer. Again, there's a reason why it's called the Control Center, and it's specifically because if you say record a movement that you especially like and want to display for people to see, you can actually record a certain set of movements on the control panel itself. It will remember it for next time, and as you can see here, there are buttons to stop, play, and pause the movement. So you can just hit record, do whatever you want, and it stores the exact motions in a Program 1 or Program 2. Now this is such a cool feature. A few other LEGO sets had something similar around its time, but really, this was kind of something that was exclusive to mostly like LEGO Mindstorms, and it was really rare to see it in a standard retail LEGO Technic set like this. All in all, this is a fantastic way to start off the list. I am very happy to have this in my collection, and I'm also kind of really curious to see how the other alternate models actually work out. The helicopter does seem like you can move it backwards and forwards on the gimbal there, as well as of course I'm expecting the blades to spin. The hovercraft, honestly not too interesting. I'm guessing that maybe you could drive it around a little bit, but given that it has to be attached by a cable, you're going to be kind of limited in motion there. This did, however, include a ton of extra pieces, so if for whatever reason I manage to get my hands on another control center, I certainly will be very interested in seeing how all of these other models work. With that though, we have summed up this main model, again set number 8485, Control Center 2, easily one of my favorite and most interesting LEGO Technic sets. Alright, and with that, we have summed up this mini LEGO review. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and do let me know down in the comments below what do you think of this set. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And if you own it, what have been your experiences with building and playing with the set itself? Also let me know in the comments if you like this format of mini reviews. I'm trying to put them out on a fairly regular basis, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very, very soon.